Hello everyone. Good morning. I'm Lansa Kaluri and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be seeing about one concept which is basically very important to all the roles which are present in an automation journey. So you may be a business analyst, you may be a developer, solution architect, sales, pre-sales, whatever it is. This one concept in UiPath is very important across all the roles, and that is your UiPath license management. Today in this video, we'll be quickly seeing some important points about the UiPath license management. So without further delay, let me share my screen. Yes, and here we are. So basically, guys, how do you navigate? Once you log into your cloud.uipath.com, I'm using my community edition. So this is an organization level wherein you will be able to see all the permissions or all the details pertaining to your organization, and this will be my tenant level permission. Now, let us see how to navigate to the license section. Just click on your organization name, go to licenses, and you will be able to see four components here: users, robots and services, consumables, and free trials. In short, we will be discussing about what all these four are. But before that, let us see how do we access tenant level licenses. So if you would want to see, this is my tenant, and you can navigate to licenses here and see the list of licenses which are available to this particular tenant. And here also we do have components like robots and services and consumables. So we'll quickly talk about what those are. So let us navigate back to this. So users, what are users? I have prepared a short presentation for you guys to give an overview of what all are the user licenses in UiPath and what all access do they get. So these licenses, guys, the products you access are specific to the licenses. So there are basically 6 categories of licenses which I'll be showcasing right now. So attended named user is one such license. Citizen developer named user, RPA developer named user, automation developer named user, tester named user, and action center named user. At the moment, we could categorize the licenses into these 6 different categories. And based on the licenses you are trying to procure or you are trying to assign it to a tenant, the list of services of UiPath will be accessible accordingly. So, say suppose if you have an attended named user license, you would want to allocate it to a tenant or a user or a group of users. In that case, people who have this license named attended named user will have access to an attended bot, action center, apps, and task capture. Only these 4 kinds will be accessible by any user or a group of users with attended named user license. Clear? So moving on to the next slide. What if I'm allocating you a license which is named as RPA developer named user? So basically any person with this license will have access to Studio, which is basically your development environment. Studio X, and this is basically for citizen developers. Attended bot, you already know attended bot is something where a human would want to trigger it manually, and person will be supervising. Actually, you can actually supervise whatever the bot is doing. So that is an attended bot. Action center, I'm sure you would have know, but let me repeat what an action center is. So assume that you have an automation, guys, and you would want a human in the loop. The bot will be performing end to end, but you want human in the loop. So let me put it this way. Let me give you an example. Assume that I have automated a sick leave process. So after everything the bot does, the final decision of approving the sick leave lies with my manager. So I want to involve a human in the loop. In this example, for approving the leave. So what will this do? When we have action center, it basically creates an action item in my manager's list, and once my manager is approving, the bot will continue with its action. So basically this way I'm achieving an end-to-end automation involving a human in the loop. That is Action Center. And apps you already know, it is a low code platform which is provided by UiPath, and it is fantabulous because with just a simple drag and a drop, you'll be able to create a app. Can you believe it? Well, task capture, you already know it comes under the discovery phase of UiPath. Basically, whenever you're performing some actions on your system, we as business analysts spend a lot of time to capture each and every step at the keystroke level and document it, isn't it? Here, task capture does all of that for us. It prepares a process design document. If you would want to do some modifications like blurring the password or removing the duplicates, or if you would want to not switch between the slides, any kind of manipulation operation is basically possible in the document which is created by task capture. So, getting back to our topic, any person who has an RPA developer named user license will be able to access all of the below mentioned services. Coming to our next license, tester named user. So basically, this will grant you the licenses or service of a test manager and a task capture. Citizen developer named user. Like I said, citizen developers are someone who would want to automate their own tasks or would like to explore the tool better. So they will be given the services access to Studio X, which is designed especially for the citizen developers, attended bots, action center, apps, and task capture. We have discussed all of this. Now, if you are an automation developer named user, you will have access to Studio X, Attended Bot, Action Center, Apps, Task Capture, and Test Manager. So all of these together is basically getting incorporated in this one umbrella called Automation Developer Named User. And we also have one last category of the licenses, which is Action Center named user. So Action Center, apps, and task capture are the services to which users will be leveraged with when you have the Action Center named user license. So let us quickly recap before we move to the next thing. So we're talking about licenses here, and at an organization level, when I see the licenses page, I have something called users. And here in this community edition, I have something called automation developer name user. So basically, we have 6 categories in which we have categorized the licenses. Attended named user, citizen developer. Let me keep it in the slideshow. Yes, so attended named user, citizen developer named user, RPA developer, automation developer, tester, and action center named users. So we have quickly discussed about the kind of services attended named user will have access to, which is the attended bot, action center, apps, and task capture. And RPA developer will be having access to Studio X, attended bot, action center, apps, and task capture. Tester named user will have access to test manager and the task capture. Citizen developer, which is basically for developers who would want to explore the tool or would want to minimize their day-to-day activities, BAU activities, which are mundane and manual. So the licenses or services which they will have access to is Studio X, Attended Bot, Action Center, apps, and Task Capture. Automation developer, this person who has a license with automation developer named user will basically have a wide set of services. He will have access to a wide set of services. So we have quickly discussed about what each one is. So Studio, it is basically, it is the development environment, especially when you're trying to automate complex workflows. And if your automation project is having a lot of business cases, complexity, transactions involved, you go for Studio. Studio X is basically for citizen developers who would want to explore the tool or try to automate very small tasks to leverage the potential of the bot and the day-to-day activities. Attended bot is something where a human can supervise, a human can trigger it manually. So there will be scenarios, guys, in real time where everything will not have a schedule. Sometimes I would want to trigger the bot whenever I want to. In that case, attended bot will facilitate that for me. Action Center. Action Center is where I'm involving a human in a loop. So I gave the example of a sick leave process where my manager's approval will be the final step to achieve an end-to-end automation. So Action Center will create an action in my manager's list, and once he's approving it, the bot will continue the remaining set of execution. So Action Center helps us achieve end-to-end automation involving human in a loop. Apps again is a low-code platform. It will give you a wonderful potential of developing your own apps with just a drag and a drop. Task capture, it is a discovery tool. Basically, when the business analysts look at a process, they'll require a lot of time from the process owner, from the end users and the middle people involved. Instead of that, task capture allows you to do the process manually, and it will record all of the steps which are being performed manually, and it will help us with an automatic PDD option. Plus, the beautiful part is, say suppose you're entering a password or something, you will be able to mask the password also using your task capture document which has been prepared. So all the additional features of manipulation are still there in the still present if you would want to do any manipulation operations. Test manager is basically for the testers who would want to write automatic test cases integrated with the test systems like Jira. And next we have spoken about Action Center named user license, which will basically grant the services for Action Center apps and task capture. Now going back to our licenses page, here we have something called robots and services. Like you see guys here, you will get a lot of information about what type of bots are available, what have been allocated, what do you want to do, what kind of bots you would want to allocate to different users. So basically you will have unattended bots, attended bots, testing bots, you will have all of that. Plus, you will also have something called services. Services are nothing but the products which UiPath is giving you. It could be insights, it could be document understanding. So all of the products are actually termed as services, and you will be able to see all of that in the robots and services tab. Here I have an unattended bot, a testing bot, and data service units. Computer vision is one of the service, test manager. So I have all of the services here. Coming to consumables, guys, consumables are nothing but they are, units which you can purchase. Say, suppose I don't want an unattended bot, but I still want an unattended automation. In that case, what I will be able to do, I will be able to purchase some units, and then I'll be able to run the bot whenever I want without actually procuring the unattended bot license. So for each run, for each based on the size of the automation, or based on size of the automation, basically, you will be allocated some units, and some robot units are consumed from that in case if I'm purchasing robot units. So, and moving on to free trials is something where you can start a trial with. These are basically not available at the moment, but in case if you want it, you can always start a free trial. And once you subscribe to your enterprise edition, you'll be able to see all of this. All right, so that is all about licenses, and I hope you enjoyed the video. It is very important to know what kind of licenses we need, what kind of licenses will help us achieve our day-to-day activities, and it is applicable for all the roles. It is equally important for us as developers as well to know what each license means. I hope you enjoy the video. Stay tuned for my next videos. Thank you.